Hello and welcome. Today we're diving headfirst into the geopolitical thunderdome that is the future, the year 2025 to be precise. Buckle up as we attempt to rank the top 5 most powerful countries. Now, before you at me in the comments screaming about your beloved country being snubbed, just remember, power is a slippery fish. It's not just about who's got the biggest missiles or the most Instagram followers. We're talking about a cocktail of economic clout, military might, technological advancement, and let's be honest, a little bit of good old-fashioned international swagger. So with that in mind, let's get this geopolitical party started and count down the top 5 most powerful countries in the world. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the eagle in the room. The United States. Look, no one can deny the sheer hulking presence of the US on the world stage. It's like that friend who walks into a party and everyone just sort of instinctively turns and stares. Firstly, their military budget. Oh boy, don't get me started on their military budget. It's bigger than the next, 10 countries combined. It's genuinely ludicrous. You could build a small moon made entirely of drones for that kind of money. And speaking of technology, the US still reigns supreme in Silicon Valley, pumping out more technological innovation than a caffeine-fueled supercomputer. However, and this is a big however, the US has been looking a little shaky lately, haven't they? It's like they went to a buffet, piled their plate high with global dominance, and are now realizing they might have overdone it. Domestically, let's just say things could be smoother. So, while the US still claims the top spot, it's not exactly a victory lap. More like a slow, slightly awkward victory shuffle. Coming in at a very close second, and by close I mean breathing down America's neck, is China. China's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. It's like they hit the fast-forward button on economic development. While the rest of the world was still figuring out how to rewind their VHS tapes, they've poured billions into infrastructure, technology and education, and it's paying off big time. Their economy is a behemoth, and their technological advancements, especially in areas like artificial intelligence and renewable energy, are genuinely impressive. And we can't forget about their geopolitical strategy. They're playing the long game, slowly but surely expanding their influence across the globe with their Belt and Road Initiative. It's like a global game of Risk, and China is quietly amassing armies while everyone else is distracted by a particularly dramatic game of Monopoly. So watch out, world. China is here, and they are not messing around. Coming in at number 3, we have India, a country with a population larger than the entire continent of Europe. Now that's a lot of potential customers. India has always been a bit of a sleeping giant, but in 2025, this giant is wide awake, stretching its limbs and making its presence known. Economically, India is a powerhouse. They have a young, vibrant workforce, and their tech sector is absolutely booming. Remember when everyone outsourced their call centers to India? Yeah, well, now they're outsourcing their app development and AI research. On the geopolitical front, India is becoming increasingly assertive, forging alliances and standing up for its interests on the global stage. They're like the new kid in school who shows up on day one, slams a textbook on the desk and says, "All right, what did I miss?" So, underestimate India at your peril, because this giant is only just getting started. At number 4, we have Russia. Now, Russia is a tricky one. They're like that friend who walks into a room and immediately tries to arm wrestle everyone. They're all about projecting strength, even when they're feeling a little bit wobbly on their feet. Militarily, Russia is still a force to be reckoned with. They've got a massive nuclear arsenal, and they're not afraid to flex their military muscles, as we've seen in recent years. They're like the geopolitical equivalent of that guy at the gym who grunts loudly while lifting 10-pound dumbbells. However, beyond the military bluster, Russia's economy is, well, it's not exactly thriving. They're heavily reliant on oil and gas exports, which in the age of renewable energy is like owning a blockbuster franchise in the age of Netflix. So, while Russia clings on to its spot in the top 5, they're going to have to adapt if they want to remain a major player in the long run. And rounding out our top 5, we have Germany. Now, Germany may not have the military might of Russia or the sheer economic heft of China, but they're like the quietly competent friend who always gets things done. They're reliable, they're efficient, and they always bring the good snacks to the party. And Germany is the economic powerhouse of Europe. Their economy is a well-oiled machine, and they're leaders in industries like automotive manufacturing, engineering, and renewable energy. They're like the person who shows up to a potluck with a perfectly baked soufflé, while everyone else brought store-bought chips and dip. Plus, let's not forget their diplomatic clout. Germany plays a pivotal role in the European Union, and they're respected on the world stage for their diplomacy and pragmatism. They're like the designated driver of international relations, always trying to keep things from getting too out of hand. So, while Germany may not be the flashiest country on this list, they're a force to be reckoned with. They're like a reliable Volkswagen Golf. Not the most glamorous car on the road, but it'll get you where you need to go. So, there you have it, folks. Our highly subjective, slightly tongue-in-cheek and possibly already outdated list of the top 5 most powerful countries in 2025. Remember, power is not a static concept. It's constantly shifting and evolving, like a particularly aggressive game of musical chairs. The countries that can adapt, innovate, and most importantly cooperate will be the ones shaping the future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.